The wrestling world is shaking tonight, and fans across the globe are divided, some furious, others stunned into silence. Because what just happened with Andrade's shocking return to AEW is not just another wrestling comeback, it's a statement. A message to both WWE and AEW that loyalty in this business is long dead and survival now belongs to the boldest. But was Andrade's return really about passion, or was it pure revenge? That's what we're diving into today, and trust me, by the end of this video, you'll look at the wrestling business completely differently. Andrade's journey has been nothing short of chaos. From being one of WWE's most promising Latin American stars to being quietly released, only to show up weeks later under the bright lights of AEW Dynamite, it's a story that feels almost too wild to be real. Fans saw it live as Andrade stormed into the ring and attacked none other than Kenny Omega, sending shockwaves through the crowd. It wasn't just a wrestling spot. It was a declaration. Andrade is done playing nice. What makes this even crazier is how quickly everything unfolded. Just a few weeks ago, he was reportedly still under WWE's banner, finishing up what many believed to be a short-lived return. Then, without warning, WWE terminated his deal, and now he's back where he started, in AEW, making enemies and headlines all over again. Doesn't it make you wonder how fast loyalty in wrestling can disappear? One moment you're shaking hands backstage, and the next, you're slamming your former coworker through a table. According to inside reports, AEW and Andrade's camp had been quietly negotiating his return for weeks. Tony Khan, the man behind AEW's rise, reportedly never wanted to let Andrade go in the first place. When Andrade left in 2023 on what was described as less-than-ideal terms, Khan still spoke highly of him in interviews. That alone tells you the bridge was never fully burned. The deal was always waiting to be reignited. And let's not forget, this man has now done something no one else in wrestling history has pulled off. He's gone from WWE to AEW, back to WWE, and then again to AEW. For switches, for statements, and one message, Andrade will go wherever he's treated like a star. It's bold, it's risky, and it's undeniably entertaining. But it also raises a question for you watching right now. Do you think constant jumping between companies destroys a wrestler's legacy, or does it make them more powerful? The timing of this return couldn't be more suspicious. WWE's recent partnership with TNA made it almost impossible for Andrade to join any other major US promotion. So when AEW came calling again, it was his only real option. But the move wasn't just about finding a new home, it was about sending a message to his old one. WWE had reportedly grown frustrated with Andrade over repeated wellness policy violations, something multiple insiders have since confirmed. Instead of suspending him, they decided to cut ties completely. And that's where the drama really begins. Because by cutting him loose, WWE gave Andrade something far more valuable than another paycheck: freedom. He didn't have a non-compete clause, meaning he could show up anywhere, anytime. So, he did what few wrestlers dare to do. He jumped right into AEW and made an immediate impact. You could feel the electricity in that arena when he attacked Kenny Omega. The fans didn't just cheer, they exploded. And for the first time in months, AEW felt unpredictable again. But this isn't just about Andrade's return. This is about a much bigger story, the growing war between AEW and WWE. Both companies are fighting tooth and nail for talent, ratings, and relevance. Every signing feels like a shot fired. Every release feels like betrayal. And in the middle of it all stands Andrade, a man who's seen both sides and who refuses to be anyone's pawn ever again. Still, not everyone is happy about it. Reports suggest that some AEW talent are privately frustrated by how quickly Andrade was brought back and given a high-profile storyline. Some believe it's unfair that he gets pushed immediately after walking away less than 2 years ago. Others think Tony Khan is playing favorites, something we've seen complaints about before. What do you think, though? Should wrestlers who leave a company get to return and instantly reclaim their spot, or should they have to start from the bottom again? Meanwhile, fans are pointing out that Andrade's style fits AEW's vision perfectly. Fast-paced, athletic, and story-driven, it's the kind of wrestling that fans love, but it also exposes a deeper issue in WWE. Many talented superstars like Andrade, Aleister Black, and Moreau left WWE because they felt suffocated creatively. They weren't allowed to be themselves. And now, when these wrestlers go to AEW and thrive, it's proof that WWE's system, while powerful, still fails to nurture individuality. But let's be honest, Andrade's return to AEW is not just about wrestling. It's about pride, about proving a point, about showing that he doesn't need WWE to succeed. You could see it in his eyes when he stared down Kenny Omega, the look of a man who's tired of being told what he can and can't do. That's not storyline emotion. That's real frustration. Behind the scenes, insiders claim that Tony Khan is already setting up a major push for Andrade, one that could even lead to a championship run. AEW sees him as a top-tier performer who can boost ratings and bring in the Latino market. And with Andrade's connections to New Japan Pro Wrestling, we might even see cross-promotional matches that fans have been begging for. Imagine Andrade versus Okada. Andrade versus Naito. The possibilities are endless. However, this entire situation also reveals something darker about the wrestling business. Contracts, politics, ego, it's all part of the game. Andrade's story shows that wrestling today is no longer about who's the best in the ring. It's about who controls the narrative. One day, you're a hero. The next, you're a villain. The only constant is how well you play the game. But let's not forget how Andrade's exit from WWE really went down. According to multiple reports, his final months were filled with tension. He was frustrated with how little he was used on TV, especially after being promised a major push. When WWE Creative couldn't find a role for him, he reportedly requested his release. The company initially refused, then quietly let him go after his third wellness violation. That's when everything changed. Still, you can't help but admire the man's courage. To walk away from one of the biggest companies in the world not once, but twice, takes guts. And to come back to AEW, knowing full well that critics and fans will question every move he makes, shows a kind of determination that only true wrestlers have. In the end, maybe Andrade's story isn't about revenge or redemption. Maybe it's about rebellion, standing up against a system that tries to define you. Maybe that's why so many fans are connecting with his return. Because deep down, we all want to see someone break the rules and still come out on top. But what do you think? Has Andrade finally found his place, or is this just another chapter in his chaotic career? Will AEW truly give him the spotlight he deserves, or will history repeat itself once again? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this story isn't over, it's just getting started. And one thing's for sure, the wrestling world won't be forgetting Andrade's name anytime soon.